Hey everyone, it's Ivan with Quickhatch.com, out here for another course review, and today talking about the Runenation low-vis carbine course. This class is largely kind of an extension of low-vis pistol class. So a lot of the same concepts and principles, still using our pistol some, again drawing out concealed to create time and opportunity to get a better gun. Pistols are ultimately, they're a weapon of convenience. Why are you carrying a pistol? Because it's not convenient to carry a rifle. Because if there's a shooting match, you want a rifle rather than a pistol. So the idea being, how do we carry concealed a carbine? Usually some sort of folding stock or brace, something along those lines, in either a bag, sling bag, something like that. So whole premise of the class based on getting that weapon out and employing it. After jamming some mags, Ian started with a short introduction and we were off to the races. This, like all of Ian's classes, starts with a cold start. But unlike kind of the pistol or rifle fundamentals, static cold start at like 3 or 5 yards, this one definitely more dynamic with movement, barricades, and ultimately low probability shot at the end, which is pass or fail. So after Ian demonstrated, we all got after it. Immediately following the cold start, Ian went into barricade work. Again, idea of cover and concealment, and then different shooting positions to get around or under different size barricades. And then basically 3 stations set up with steel so we could get that feedback, and gotta cut loose, start working through it. Just kind of round robin, moving between different positions and different barricades and getting those good repetitions in.
I almost feel like I'm not.
Following largely the same progression as low-vis pistol, we got into falling. How to basically safely fall with your carbine. And then once you're in that kind of compromised position, how can you still get good effective hits? And basically working through those different shooting positions, working our way up from laying down, supine, all the way up to standing, and then ultimately back behind cover.
Low right. So bright, dude. It was like fucking. God, I think it's violent.
Then taking advantage of some shade, getting out of heat for a little bit, went back and Ian went over gear selection basically. Whether it was kind of points of performance, things you're looking for with respect to bag choice, or slings, sling management, different ways to ultimately carry your gear in a sensible way that makes sense and be able to have it readily accessible for when you need to access it. And then I went over just kind of a quick compressed little 30,000 foot view med block. using a Live the Creed IFAK I've been carrying for a while. Basically went through how I carried it, pulled that thing out, and the idea of different types of wounds, whether it is chest wound to upper thoracic, how I want to address that, like with a occlusive dressing, or the idea of packing wounds. And just things like, hey, if you are going to carry this stuff, you should probably buy duplicates so you can actually open it up, put hands on it, and yeah, get some reps with it.
This one's like
Just a little hip pocket class. Then incorporating the idea of non-shooters. Not no-shoot targets, but think loved one who maybe is not a asset when the bullets start flying. So either children or your spouse if they choose not to carry. So how do we safely get them from point A to point B? How do we hopefully continue carrying on conversation, keep them present, calm breeds calm, and get our tools out to engage targets. And then with that, blood sweep at the end. So getting to work through that.
All right. I think there's more guys high right.
All right, high right.
I think so.
Okay, you get another gun out. Probably gonna be a little bit louder. Stay right there. You're doing great,
I'm
man.
doing good. I'm doing
High
good.
right.
Yep, high right for sure.
Gotcha.
Get him.
All right, stay right there.
Get him. Low right, baby. Low right, I think.
Stay right there, right?
Breathing stopped.
Boom.
Good. Next, moving into a kind of pre-culmination drill initially, Ian demonstrating it, and then students getting an opportunity to run through it. Largely just putting together everything we had been working at that point through the day, whether it was actually deploying the gun, use of cover, to include a little pistol work at first, and yeah, getting to shoot through pretty fun course of fire. Then everyone's favorite, malfunction drills, coupled with transition. So initially Ian going over explaining different types of malfunctions as well as how to clear them, and then the idea of transition and kind of the how and when. So depending, again, time, threat, how far that distance is, hey, does it make more sense to get this gun back up, or does it make more sense to transition and then get the gun up? So after that, we ended up going forward, started doing some shooting on paper. One, got to work some offset, but then also basically got to work through till we had a malfunction, at which point transitioned, then ended up putting that gun away, clearing out our malfunction, and continuing to get some good shooting in. finally wrapping up that day, that culmination drill. For my own part, definitely did not come in with the fastest time, but I did not drop a single round, which I was pretty stoked on, especially shooting other strong side. And yeah, it was really fun getting to just kind of put it all together at the end and shoot through that. Wrapping up with certificates, Ian went through and kind of started a dialogue with the students as he went, like, hey, what did you take away from this? Good, bad, whatever. And it was interesting seeing some of the responses. And while pretty much all of them were positive, some of them kind of broader strokes than just the curriculum. Really came down to people taking away kind of mindset, which I think is really important, especially to pull from a course like this. For my own part, I really appreciate Ian's ability that I've seen kind of over the years to shift his curriculum. He still absolutely does kind of fundamentals, mechanics stuff, but creating courses like this that are largely grounded in reality, because you're probably not going to wander around the world at large with your battle belt, exposed holster, plate carrier, rack of magazines, all that stuff. So if you are going to carry these guns, whether it's a pistol or a carbine, like in a low visibility capacity on a day-to-day basis, what are the skills we need to be able to employ these weapons out of those things, whether it's from concealment or, again, from bag concealment still. So definitely a really valuable class, I think, largely grounded in the reality we live in. With that, there'll be links down below. You can check out all of Ian's courses over there. And lastly, if you appreciate my content and want to support it, I greatly appreciate it, whether it's liking and sharing videos or going over to Teespring, picking up some sweet t-shirts like the Great Death Adder ones, or supporting me directly through Patreon. All that stuff helps me go out, create more content for you. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.